I'm at Damascus Road, Nablus Road in Arabic, and the signs in English will actually mention Nablus. And there's so many Christian institute here. Paulus House, the German house, the Garden Tomb, and Saint-Étienne, the French institute, is here too, and we are trying to enter. It's not easy now to enter to those institute, mainly because of the war. The war is still on, and some of the institutes, I must say that Saint-Étienne is usually closed. They have a very important library and school. I hope that we will visit the cemetery from the first temple time, and I want you to understand that that institute, which is a Catholic one, is next to the Protestant Garden Tomb, and there is a connection. Then I hope that you will see later on, though, that connection between the tomb of Jesus there and the tomb of the Jews right here. Then you already know that there are some tombs outside the city of Jerusalem, and the walls of Jerusalem is let's say 900 feet from here. Then a cemetery, a dokia, built a church here at the 5th century above the poor martyr Saint Stephen, that according to tradition this is the place that he was stoned and buried. It's been destroyed by the Persian in the 7th century, rebuilt by the Crusader, and now we do have a beautiful modern church and institute. Belongs to the French. You can see St. Stephen in front of you. Right there. This church that was built by the Crusaders was outside the city, and it's the main entrance to Damascus Gate. At that time it called St. Stephen Gate, and just before the Muslims came back, the Crusaders, according to one tradition, destroyed that church by themselves. Why? Because they were afraid that the Muslims will take care of it, and from here you can see the walls of Jerusalem. Interesting, isn't it? The story of St. Stephen is even more difficult to understand, but many years ago, the Byzantine time, someone had 3 visions who actually told us to dig in one of the places which is now next to Bet Shemesh, Bet Jamal, and to find the tomb of St. Stephen. Later on, it was brought to here because we believe that was where St. Stephen stoned. Today, there's another church in a different place next to the tomb of Mary that dedicated to it. You can see St. Stephen here on top of the basilica column from the Byzantine time, looking up to God and saying, "Please forgive them." That church, which is a modern church, was built on top of the relics, the foundation of the Byzantine church from the 5th century, and the Crusader church that had been destroyed by the Crusader themselves. Now, Catholic and education, the idea is that when you have to criticize the Bible, it wasn't something that was okay to do, especially when you're a priest. And one of the priests did it, and he decided to come to here to build kind of a university or research center, which are still functioning. It wasn't easy for him, I can understand. It wasn't easy for him. And you can see the institute right here. Look at the beautiful tower. That he was a pioneer, French pioneer, and Cul Biblique is he achieved it. I mean, he succeeded. Today it's obvious that we can actually ask questions, but in the 18th, 19th century it wasn't like that. A lot of the excavator in the 19th century came from that institute, but not that they were very famous. And I'm, as a tour guide, study a lot about them. Then this is their organ. This is where everything started. Let's enter the church just before the group because of the noise. It's a beautiful one. The entrance is the atrium, which sits on the original atrium of the 5th century. Look at the organ. Look at the organ. Before that, Mary Magdalene, that connected to French, is here as well, and not only. But look at the organ. In front of you, it's the statue of Saint Paul with the sword of the spirits. And it's actually, when you see here carpet, it means that it's above mosaic, ancient mosaic. Let me try to show you a little bit of it. And it's a minor basilic. You can see the umbrella. The umbrella actually tells you that St. Stephen is right there. Jesus is in the other side. And John the Baptist will be at the left side. Evangelist. The church belongs to the Dominicans, Catholic, and sadly we are not entering the cemetery area, but let me complete the story. Remember, I asked you what's the connection between the garden tomb and the cemetery. The entrance to the cemetery is here, and I don't know if you can see the wall there. That's the wall between the garden tomb and the church. Then, in that matter, what the Dominican believes that, and this is actually true, that the cemetery is of Jews from the first temple time. It's a little bit different than burial sites from the second temple time. From Jesus' time is a little bit different than the first temple time. And what they believe here, Saint-Étienne, that the garden tomb is using a tomb from their same area of the first temple time. Then it's not Jesus' tomb. And I know that some of you will try to kill me because I say that, but I'm telling you what the traditional things actually tells you about the tomb here and the tomb of Jesus at the garden tomb. I don't know if you know, but I love the garden tomb. I don't hate any place. It's a place of worship. My daughter called it heaven. And she used to, when she used to run there around the chapels and the garden, she used to say, Abba, I'm talking with the angels. This is something so special, my friends. So special. I did a video of it, but it was my first gimbal video and I didn't know how to use it, and it jumps a little bit. And next time when I'll be able to enter the cemetery, I will take another video. Sadly, it's not going to be today. The group of the tour guides are leaving now Saint-Étienne, St. Stephen compound, and this is the time to say goodbye. Guys, I do have a job for you. First of all, subscribe. Secondly, send it to whoever knows about, whoever, send it to your friends who love history. All right, that's the wall of the garden tomb. And if you want to help me a little bit more, look at that. Next to it, there is a shape of a heart. It's called Super Thanks, and you can support my channel, and you are the only income of mine through YouTube. At the description, you will find more text about the church at the compound, and 2 more links: buy me a coffee and PayPal. Feel free to help as much as you can. Thank you very much.